Thank you, Guy. Thank you. You can go back. You're done. We appreciate that. What's up, people? It's Bill's Body and Brain Broadcast. How you doing, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm here. Hey, and it's kind of dark. Hello, Nicole. Thank you very much. Okay, you guys, it's kind of cloudy over here in Singapore, so you may not be seeing me in my best light, but we'll get there as soon as the sun comes out. How you doing, guys? This is Bill's Body and Brain Broadcast, coming to you every Friday morning in Singapore at 10 a.m., 7 p.m. in the United States on a Thursday evening. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff to cover today. And I see you guys coming on. I'm just going to give you some time to come on to the network, because I know that people are probably getting their reminders right now. And today, what we're going to be covering, hello, good morning, Josephine. Good morning, Nicole. What we're going to be covering is it's going to be UFOs. UFOs, PTs, which is personal trainers for those people who don't know, and BS. Duh, bullshit. Okay? All right. So, but first, as we wait for people to come on, okay, here's what I'm going to do every time, just to kind of lighten up the mood a little bit. I have riddles. Not riddles, but actually jokes. I have jokes. Billy Jr. looks stiff on the stool. Oh, okay. Now, the reason why is because Billy Jr. is not here. He's not here today. And so the guy over there, he was standing in for Billy Jr. and he wrote the sign. That's pretty much all he can do. So he's really not like a co-host, because he doesn't say much, doesn't move much, and he just kind of like stands there. But the great thing about it is I don't have to feed him. I don't have to pee him. I don't have to poo him. And I don't have to worry about him getting ticks or fleas. How cool is that, right? Okay, just don't tell Billy I said that. All right. Yes, it is a poor replacement, they call. All right. So anyway, folks, let's get into this right now. I found some really, really fun stuff, and they are fitness jokes. Okay. Now I'm going to pull out of my hat here. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to pull out of my hat a fitness joke. Now, I haven't read this. So because this is live and this is raw, if this offends anyone, it's not my fault, because I didn't write these jokes, okay? But I want to laugh. I want to laugh along with you, or I want to go, if it sucks, okay? Now, the only reason why I'm doing this is because I'm just waiting for people to populate. Come on. We're still going to get to the serious stuff. But before we get to the serious stuff, I think it's a good idea to go ahead and kind of lighten the mood a little bit. By the way, you guys, I'm using BeLive, as you can see. If I drop the connection, I need you to let me know, okay? Just like last time. And then what I'll do is I'll immediately go over to Facebook, the native application, just in case that happens. But fingers crossed that won't happen. Okay, so here's the first joke. All right. And this joke says, okay, what do you do for exercise? And the person, whoever that is, says, I lift weights. They says, what do you do for cardio? The person says, I lift weights faster. Okay, that's cute. Okay, this is Bill's Facebook Live Body and Brain Broadcast for those people who are just chiming in, and for those people who are looking at the repeat. Okay, and Nicole says, how will we let you know if it stops? Oh, okay. Hey, just go ahead and you can go ahead and private message me on my phone, Nicole, if the broadcast stops, okay? And then I'll go straight over. Appreciate that. Okay, all right. Oh, okay, I had one more joke on the same piece of paper here, okay? Okay, it says, at one Army base, the annual trip to the rifle range had been canceled for the second year in a row, but the semi-annual physical fitness test was still on as planned. One soldier must. Does it bother anyone else that the Army doesn't seem to care how well we can shoot? But they are extremely interested in how fast we can run. Okay, that's great. Okay, those are fitness jokes, guys. I love it. Okay, do you want to hear one more? Let's hear. You guys want to hear one more? I'm gonna sit here and wait. You want to hear one more joke? I'll pull another one out of my hat. Not a rabbit, but a joke. Okay, I'll watch one more. Okay, and then we'll get on into the serious stuff. Okay. I promise. We'll get into the serious stuff. Don't quit your day job. Hey, the thing is, Josephine, is I'm not a comedian. This is not, I'm just trying to lighten up the air. These are not my jokes, okay? Maybe if there's someone out there, they can actually write jokes for me. That's something that works. Okay, anyway. Okay, last joke. I promise. Last joke, okay? One morning, while she was making breakfast, the local fitness freak walked up to his wife, pinched her on the bum, and said, "You know, dear, if you firmed this up, we could get rid of your girdle." This was a bit over the limit, but she controlled herself and replied with silence. The next morning, the man woke his wife with a pinch on the breast. "You know, love, if you firmed these up, we could get rid of your bras." That was too far over the limit. She rolled over and grabbed him by the penis. Maintaining a vice grip, she whispered in his ear, "You know, dear, if you firm this up, we could get rid of the postman, the pool man, the gardener, and your brother." Okay, you gotta love that one, you guys. Okay, I'm done, okay? I'm done with the joke. Let's get to the serious stuff. Oh, booyah for the ladies, all right? That is so cool, okay? All right, so let's get on with it from here, folks. Okay, first of all, UFOs. What do, I know, right? What do unidentified flying objects, okay, the last one had something. Okay, Nicole, thank you very much. What do UFOs or unidentified flying objects have to do with fitness, right? What do they have to do with what I have to talk about today? You're gonna love this, you guys. This is really good. By the way, when I was young, when I was in like the 7th grade, I had a UFO club, a flying saucer club. I loved it. I'm still really big on extraterrestrials. Okay, I mean, it's just like, God, it's always been. Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen Alien yet, you may want to go and see that. Okay, which is which is a movie that's supposed to be out. It's supposed to be pretty cool. Okay, so anyway, aside from that, why does this have anything to do with my broadcast today? I want you guys to look at this. This is out of the UK. Just like the jokes were not mine, this is not mine either, okay? Take a look at this because I can't share screen, so I'm going to put this up here. You see that? Just take a read of that. Can you believe that? Can you believe that they put that up there? Now, here's the questions, okay? So it says here, for those people who are just chiming in, there's this poster in the UK over a fitness center that says they're coming. And when they arrive, they'll take the fat ones first. And then they have an image of an ET on there, okay? Now, my question is, why? What's the point here? Let's give this a little bit of a ponder. Are the ETs coming down to take fat people because they figure if they eat them, the fat people will have more nutritional components inside of them? Or do they figure that the thin people will be able to run faster, so the only people that are going to be left are the fat people? Okay, I'm just messing with you here. The point of the whole thing there, it's ridiculous, okay? How can you put a sign up at a fitness location that talks about stuff like that? But that's what they're doing. And folks, I just want to let you know right now that that's the kind of nonsense that's going on. First of all, what's the determination of fat? Secondly, being thin is not necessarily healthy, nor is being fat, but I just thought it was wild. And I'm not going to go on into that. You guys can ring it in the comments below, and you can tell me how you feel about that, and I don't mind. I mean, that's what this is about. This is a raw broadcast, and you just go ahead and speak your mind. I think, just like the jokes, I think it's crazy, okay? But it's stuff that people are doing. All right, so now let's go to PTs. The reason why I'm going to personal trainers is because a lot of people ask me the question about, okay, Bill, if I want to get a PT, what do I do? Okay, a couple things you want to be wary of, folks. The first thing is that PTs are not experts. All right. They're just personal trainers. What I mean by not being an expert, if they're talking to individuals about the latest vitamin, the latest procedure, whatever the case may be, They're no more an expert than, let's say, a GP, a general practitioner, is for telling you how to have brain surgery. Okay, PTs are good for one thing, and typically one thing only, when they're located inside of a gym, and that's pretty much like how the machines work, how to do the repetitions, how to move through the machines, and that type of thing. So it's important to understand that they are not necessarily experts. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the screen here, because I have a couple of other things to pull up, and I'm just going to show you. All right. Now, these are from Nia Shanks. Okay. I have to give credit where credit is due. Nia Shanks actually wrote an article, and she had these things up. And I have just some feedback. Okay. What is bullshit and what is real? Okay. Detoxes and cleanses. You're going to hear personal trainers talking about detoxing and cleansing quite often. But now, Nia Shanks feels that detoxes and cleanses are not any good. Now, I totally get where she's coming from, because the liver does an excellent job of detoxing or cleansing our system. However, here's what they're trying to get at. A lot of times, people will have what they call a cleanse. So what it'll do is it'll help you rip weight away, water weight, bile, sugar in your muscles, very quickly over a short period of time. So when Nia Shanks says that that's a bunch of bullshit, I kind of have to beg to disagree a little bit. The reason why I say that is because all of us need just a sign, you know? We need to know that what we're doing is getting us at least part of the way to the journey. So what that means is that as long as someone is following you along the way, doing a cleanse is okay if you're ripping off a lot of weight in the short run. Because I even have a cleansing program that in the first week I put my clients on, so that they can actually see their weight move on the scale, and they can see the inches come off. But there is no way I keep them on it any longer than a week. The reason why you don't want to keep them longer is because you're ripping away certain macronutrients and micronutrients, and so you need to get them back on the path. But are cleanses and detoxes necessary? Well, it all depends. It depends on what you're going to be doing afterwards. It depends on the long-term plan. Or do you have something that's going to wean them off of that? Because many times people will go on these detoxes, like these weekend detoxes, where they have you going to these resorts, and you pay to not eat, which is kind of weird anyway. And you lose a lot of weight in a few days, but then where are they? They're not around to say, hey, now that you've come this far, let's continue the process. Let's make it a lifelong type of a thing. Okay. So that's my take on cleanses and detoxes in terms of what personal trainers say. Okay. Another one. Let me just put this up here. All right. You'll hear this a lot from some personal trainers, that there is a super supplement. Folks, there's no such thing as a super supplement. I mean, you'll see it at many of the supplement stores, like this bone marrow will give you fertility forever. This powdered substance from the Antarctic will strip away weight, in no time. These super supplements, understand the second part of the word is supplements. They're not replacements, folks. They're to supplement what you're not already doing. Save your money. Go ahead and eat real food, and you're going to be okay. All right. So when a person, now what I'm talking about here is personal trainers will sometimes advocate some of this stuff, or other individuals, health food stores, or like nutrition stores will advocate this stuff. You just need to be careful about what you're thinking about in terms of these. Okay. Another thing, in terms of personal trainers. Now, I have two screens here, folks, so I'm just sharing some stuff on the side and putting it in here. That's what I like about Be Live. They allow me to go ahead and do these lower third captions, which is kind of cool. Okay, how often have you heard this? You have to suffer to succeed, right? Personal trainers go, grunt it out, man. You can do this. You got to give up this. You got to do this in order to get where you're going to be. Bullshit. No, you don't. If you have to suffer to succeed, then it's not going to be sustainable, right? No one likes to hurt over a long period of time. So be careful when you get with people that say, look, yeah, you're going to go through some pain, but that's what you got to do in order to succeed. No, people, you don't have to go through pain. Do something that you enjoy, because if you do something that you enjoy, you'll do it for a longer period of time. It'll be sustainable. Okay? So no, you don't have to suffer to succeed. All right. And then there's this one. Okay. Hold on a second, folks. Let me just copy and paste. All right, this is common. We see this a lot, right? Better do this, better not do that, right? Do the paleo, don't do the normal eating. Do the Atkins, don't do this, or don't do the Atkins because this is this. And then what happens is these individuals become like religious zealots, right? They say, no, that guy, I don't know why they're doing that, because that is just wrong. Right? Someone who's a vegetarian may say, I don't know how these people can eat meat. They're just disgusting. Don't do that. Do my way. A personal trainer may say, you know what? Don't do this. Don't eat carbs. Don't eat fat, whatever the case may be. Okay. Don't eat after 8 p.m. Don't do this. Do this instead. Folks, no. What you want to do is you want to do what you want to do. That'll keep you going. It's not about doing this or doing that. It's about finding some kind of a balance, okay? You're not going to find balance with someone dismissing you all the time, all right? So understand that. When you're looking for a personal trainer, you got to be very careful of that, okay? Another one. Let's just take, I'm going to take both of these here. Okay. You'll see this one as well. Okay, that there is a magical solution. For example, this is a groundbreaking report. This is a revolutionary system. Whenever you hear groundbreaking and revolutionary, you should run the other direction. Okay, all they are is marketing words that are trying to confuse you into thinking that this is something that you've never done before. But when you start doing right now, everything's going to be cool. No, not necessarily, folks. If it were groundbreaking, then it would have been something that we've been doing since we were small, okay? Personal trainers don't have something that's going to be a magical solution. If you go into the gym and you're using a new machine and they say this is the greatest machine that has come out this year, well then yeah, I mean, we can agree with that, but is it going to be the thing that's going to answer all your questions? No, it's just another machine. Just stick to normal activity, okay? So be very careful about that. All right, almost finished with this list here. All right, this is common as well. All these things are common, okay? How many of you have seen this before? Okay. If it worked for me, it'll work for you. Okay, now, before you say, well, Bill, didn't you do the potato situation? Yes, I did. But I also posted that on my profile page. My profile page in the Facebook is a place for me, for my family, and for those types of things, okay? I'll put alerts on my fitness, but I would never put that inside the fitness pages and advocate that. I did that to prove a point to another client that I had in California. So if it worked on me, it doesn't work on someone else. Well, I have someone here, and I'm not even going to mention, I have someone listening in right now who wanted to do what it was that I did, but their body didn't work that way. They had sensitivities. There could be food sensitivities or food resistance to certain things. Everyone's body is made differently, folks. What will work for me or what will work for the personal trainer will not necessarily work for the clients. And so don't get torn into that bullshit, okay? It's not something that you need to do, or you can do, but understand that you may not get the same results. Folks, you may have intolerances or allergies that are not known to the personal trainer. Remember the first thing I said about them not being an expert? Well, they don't know. They don't know internal medicine. They don't know what's going on inside of you. So be very, very careful about that when you see that. You need to run in the other direction on terms of that as well. Okay, let's see. Have one more here. Last one. Last one before I give you some solutions, okay? Because I know you're saying, well, Bill, you're telling us about all these personal training bullshit, so what do we do about it, okay? I'll tell you what to do about it in just one moment. Here you go. You can look just like her. How often have you seen that, right? The only person that you can look like is yourself. And typically it's good to look like yourself when you're younger, a time where you loved the way that you looked. Why? Because when you go too far, if the personal trainer is saying, look, you can look just like me, or you can look just like this, you can't stretch your bones, folks. You can't change the genetic structure of who you are. So you may not be able to look like someone else. All you can hope for is to be the best version of yourself that you can be. You don't need to look like a model. You don't need to look like your personal trainer. Okay? All right. Now, how do we resolve all of this? The bullshit-free zone, folks. First of all, okay, I'm just going to rattle these up here. First of all, folks, there are no shortcuts. Okay? You can't take a pill. You can't just do a magical exercise. You can't get on a new machine overnight and have it rip away. Even if it's for a week, if it's for 2 weeks, if it's for a month, if it's for 3 months, it's a lifelong process. Folks, a PT cannot help you with shortcuts. If you hire a personal trainer, you're going to need to hire someone that knows a lot over a long period of time. So you have to be very, very careful. And I'm just going to hop on this for just one moment. Folks, if it comes, and I mentioned this in one of the earlier this week in terms of weight loss and personal training and weight loss are not synonymous. Neither are weight loss and health. Now, what do I mean by this? Think about it, folks. When a personal trainer is helping you in the gym, they're helping you with your reps. They're helping you understand the machines. They're helping you with a program. If they have a program, that's great. If they don't have a program, if they don't have a plan, if they're not asking you questions in terms of how you're feeling, if they're not following up with you day in and day out when you hire them, then you need to question whether or not that personal trainer is the one that is going to be your guide for your life. Very important to understand that, folks. Understand that just because they're with you for a few sessions, it is not going to be the key to success. There are no shortcuts when it comes to that, okay? Next thing, you cannot alter your body, folks. You cannot expect for yourself to look a certain way that your body is not conducive to. For example, some people just get on themselves because they feel like they're still soft, okay, or they don't look like their friends or whatnot. Folks, that's your genetic structure. You have to be happy with who you are. You cannot alter that. So when a personal trainer says, well, you know what, we're going to fix this and we're going to alter your body by doing these types of workouts. No, can't be done, folks. All you can do, as I mentioned, is you can get the best of who you are, okay? All right, now, what is the magic solution to all of this? It's right here, folks. And I'll end this section right here, right on top of this, take your questions, and talk about something else, okay? Number 1, simplicity. Number 2, sustainability. And number 3, sane, okay? Keep it simple. Do your activity. You don't necessarily need to go into a high-end gym or pay a lot of money for a personal trainer. Just become active, folks. You know a lot of this stuff, okay? A personal trainer can guide you, but they cannot replace what you can actually do for yourself. They can be a marker to help you get someplace, but they are not the end-all. Secondly, no matter what you're doing, if you're going to a gym, hang on. Let me just ring in here for everyone who's just now joining in. This is Bill Calhoun. This is Bill Calhoun's Body and Brain broadcast. Click share. Let people come in here. I have some interesting news. I want you guys to stay on here until the end of this broadcast, which is going to be in like about 5 or 10 minutes, because it's some really good stuff that you need to know, okay? Anyway. Getting back to our conclusions in terms of keep it simple and sustainable. What do we mean by sustainability? You don't have to sign up for gyms. You don't have to do stuff that is against your nature. You see, many times as personal trainers, and I've been there, folks, we feel like people have to come into our world and do what we're doing in our world. No, that's not what it's about. We as personal trainers or fitness professionals should go into your world, because whatever you're doing and what we're helping you towards will be sustainable in your world. You can't sustain in my world if that's something that you're not familiar with. Got it? Number 3, make sure it's sane, people. Getting on bosa balls, trying to balance on half bosa balls with weights on your shoulders, or using those shaker machines while you're doing planks. Come on. That's just insanity. Doesn't make any sense. Just do your basic stuff. The gyms are in the business to get membership. Understand that. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say this because I was a personal trainer. Personal trainers who are working in gyms are there because they're on a salary. Okay? They're not on commission to keep people, or they may be, but the thing is your best interests are not necessarily served. Typically, personal trainers will serve the interest of the club. All right. Now, I'm not dismissing personal trainers. What I'm advocating is that as a personal trainer, as I was, we need to start thinking about the client, which is you. We need to go further. We need to go into mindset. We need to go into nutrition. It can't just be about exercise because that doesn't work. And we need to make sure that we're always there for the client, you. Okay. That's a hoo-ha out there for the personal trainers. Okay. All right, folks. That's that side of it. Okay. All right. Now let's get on to bodybuilding. I'm going to, first of all, I want to give you this little notification here. Tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking to Pradip, okay? Pradip Subramanian, okay? Pradip, sorry, man, if you're listening and I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, dude, I'm really sorry. Peace out, okay? I'll get that, okay? I can at least say Pradip, okay? Pradip is the president of the Singapore Bodybuilding Federation or Physique Federation. Tomorrow, he's traveling right now. So tomorrow, I'm actually going to do a Facebook Live interview with him, because what they're doing is on Sunday, folks, they're getting ready to have a World Bodybuilding and Physique Federation. Say that a few times. Physique Federation competition. And that is here in Singapore, okay? I'm going to send you that information, and you guys really need to get on board and go and support it, okay? Now, so tomorrow, tomorrow I'm going to have an interview. I believe it's going to be at 10 o'clock or 11 a.m., but I'll let you know. Let's just say it's going to be 10 o'clock. If Pradeep is not back by then, he's assured me that we'd be able to interview someone else who is on the committee, okay? So look out for that. It's going to be so cool. I can't wait to do this. It's going to be very, very exciting because this is huge for Singapore's fitness and health industry. Then at 2 o'clock, I'm going to do a behind the scenes. I'm actually going to do a Facebook behind. Now, let me just get the time straight for the U.S. crowd. For the U.S. side, it'll be the same time as it is today for you, but it'll be on Friday. So it'll be 7 p.m. Friday evening, everyone on the West Coast, okay? For Singapore, it's going to be 10 a.m. tomorrow, Saturday. Then at 2 p.m. Singapore, which is 2/1/12, which is going to be like about 11 p.m. USA time on Friday, which is kind of late. I know some of you may be going to bed already, or if you're at a bar, just open up your hand phone, okay, since it's a Friday night, right? So party down and watch me as I go behind the scenes for the weigh-in. And I'm going to hopefully be able to interview. They've told me that, yeah, Bill, we're going to invite you down so that you can actually interview and interview some of the contestants. So this is going to be really kind of exciting. I can't wait because there's going to be bodies there that are just fantastic. And there are female physique and bodybuilding contestants as well as male. So we're gonna be talking about that tomorrow with Pradeep. So please tune in for that. All right. Now, I need to dispel some myths here. Okay. For everyone who's chiming in right now, this is Bill Calhoun. This is Bill Calhoun's Body and Brain broadcast. And I need you to share this, folks. Every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Singapore time, 7 p.m. Thursday night, USA time, I'm going to be here to answer your questions and to fill in all of the stuff about your body and brain in terms of health and wellness and everything else, okay? And what I'm going to start doing, folks, is every week I'm going to be hosting an interview with individuals locally and abroad. So that's going to be really cool. We're going to have a platform here. We're going to be talking with people because I know you don't want to keep saying this face all the time. So I'm going to be asking questions. I'm going to be the host. It's going to rock. Okay. So you want to be here. Now, in terms of bodybuilding, okay, this is important, folks, because I know what you're probably saying to yourself. Well, Bill, aren't bodybuildings those drugged out beefcakes that are on stage? Folks, I need to set you straight here. First of all, drugged out, chemical out, You want to know the difference between what some people are doing to be obese by taking in processed foods, the chemicals that are in foods, and what mind you, some athletes are taking in order to enhance their performance capabilities. So don't be a hypocrite when you're talking about this. And understanding the difference between bodybuilding and competition bodybuilding, okay? Some people say, well, no, I don't want to look like that. Bodybuilders are this, they're in a whole nother category. Folks, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to get toned, then you're bodybuilding too. Okay, come on. It's the same thing. You can't fool yourself. Bodybuilding says, it means exactly what it says. It means to build your body. You can't differentiate your bodybuilding with someone else's bodybuilding. Now, here's what comes to the point. When I say, I'm going to go play tennis on the weekend, or I'm going to go play soccer, football, as you guys call it here in Asia, on the weekends. Does that mean you're going to join the World Cup? Does that mean you're going to go to Wembley if you're playing tennis? No, why not? Because those guys and those women are at an entirely different level. That's the competitive level. Even in your greatest dream, would you not be able to get to that point, okay? Because that's an entirely different level. What they do at that level is entirely up to them, okay? It has nothing to do with an individual who's doing bodybuilding at a different level. Now, what they do is, especially in bodybuilding, which is different than athletics, right? In athletics, if you're running faster than someone else and you're using enhancement drugs. Now, folks, that's why I'm talking about this stuff, because this is my broadcast and this is real. I need to get down to the basics, and we need to bash some bullshit myths right now in terms of bodybuilding versus athletic performance. If you're running faster than someone else, you're taking drugs and they're not taking drugs, and they win because there is a measurement there, then you're wrong. Because if you're jumping higher than someone else because you're enhanced, if you're riding a bike faster than someone else because you're enhanced, then you're wrong. You know why? Is because that ability to go faster, jump higher, lift stronger is directly indicative of an imbalance. But let's just say at the competitive level, let's say, for example, someone decided to enhance themselves in order to look better, okay? Now, it comes really close to perhaps someone doing liposuction. It comes really close to someone, I don't know, using whatever else that they do, makeup, for example, a guy who wants to, wear tighter shirts. It's all about appearance, but it's all about us. We can decide whatever we want to do. It's not harming anyone. You're not going to be able to run faster, jump higher, or whatever else if you decide to do what you're going to do. And I'm not advocating it. All I'm saying is, if that's what you want to do for your sport and that is not harming anyone else, then that is your right, folks. I'm sorry. So it's important to understand the contradictions here. First of all, bodybuilding is what we all do. If you're on this channel, then you know that you want to change your body. That's no different than someone else. That's no different than someone else who's putting in the hard work, okay? Second thing, in terms of competition, folks, here's the thing. People are working their butts off. Just because you're doing one protocol or restricting diets and all these types of things, it's not going to make you magically appear to be superhuman. You have to put in the work. How often do you put in the work? Or how often do you pick up a chocolate bar and then you take a quick fix, or you go on a deprivation diet in order to get there, and then you complain that your body doesn't stay that way over the long run? And then we complain about the industry where we may have individuals on a stage. These guys and these gals are putting in the work. You still have to put in the work and the psychological endurance and strength that you must have in order to do this is incredible, okay? So it's important to understand, folks, bodybuilding is what we all do, at least everyone here on this channel. Bodybuilding and what people do on stage to themselves is their choice. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm not advocating one way or another in terms of sports. What people are doing in sports is they're giving an unfair advantage to the other person who may be running faster, jumping higher than them. On a stage, folks, guess what? I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're a natural bodybuilder, whether or not you're an enhanced bodybuilder, whether or not you ate you're genetically gifted more than another person, guess what? It's not under your control because it's under the judge's control. That particular day, the judge may say, well, you know what? We're not interested in looking at biceps. We're more interested in looking at backs. Well, you may be genetically gifted in backs and you may win in spite of all the efforts that you did with daily routines and daily nutrition. So it's interesting, folks, because a bodybuilder, do you know what's kind of nonsense? They go up to 6 months to a year preparing themselves. When they get on that stage, guess what? It's not in their hands. They're not in control of their fate, yet they put in all of that effort. Because if some judge has a bad day or just doesn't like the way that you look, they don't like your blue or brown eyes, right? They could just give you marks that would make you lose. Yet, the bodybuilding competition still brings on people who are devoting themselves to working out hard, sticking to a program, sticking to a system, dedicating themselves mentally. That is incredible. Now, the question I ask you is, how willing are you to do it, even if you're not competing, even on a regular level? Something interesting. Okay, so that was really Bill, don't get so serious. Okay, folks, Pradip Subramanian will be my guest tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm going to ask him some questions, and what you can do in the meantime is you can go ahead and post questions inside of this page down below, and I'll ask him those questions that you may have. And hey, you don't have to pull punches because I'm sure that Pradeep he's going to be right on top of everything, folks. That's what's going to be happening Sunday here in Singapore. And I'm going to give the, hang on a second. I'll put this up tomorrow when I have the interview with Pradeep. I'll put up where it's going to be. Actually, I can just tell you right now, Sunday, and I'm going to find out if the tickets, I'm sure there's going to be tickets available. Okay, this is the WBPF, the World Bodybuilding and Physique Federation, is going to be in Singapore on Sunday, the 14th of May, and it's at Coppage Plaza, Nexus Auditorium. Let me repeat that. WBPF Singapore, Coppage Plaza, Nexus Auditorium on Sunday. Okay, I'm going to be interviewing the president of the Singapore Federation, Pradeep Subramanian. Okay, and we're going to be having an informal chit chat. Any questions that you have, go ahead and shoot them. That's going to be at 10 a.m. If it's not Pradeep, then it will be someone else that Pradeep will nominate to go ahead and talk because he's overseas right now and he's going to try to rush back to take your questions and to go ahead and be on the program. At 2 p.m. Singapore time and 11 p.m. Friday night USA time, I'm going to be behind the scenes at the WBPF, which is going to be totally cool. We're going to, and my focus, folks, is to talk to individuals, not about their bodybuilding, but to get the real person behind the competitor. That's where I'm going. So no, I'm not going to be asking individuals about what workout routine they do, what food that they eat. No, that's been done before. What I want to know is I want to know the person behind the competitor. I want to know the mom, the dad, the husband, the wife, the friend, the mentor. That's what I want to know about. And I think that's what you want to know about as well. Okay? All right, folks. Let me see. Are there any questions? Okay. Let me just scroll through here. If you have any questions, go ahead and ring in because I'm 10 minutes over my time here. All right. Good morning. Billy Jr. looks good. Okay, we got the stuff on the jokes. Okay. Well, folks, I don't have any questions here. So tune in tomorrow, 10 a.m., and we're going to be talking to Pradeep. He's the Singapore Bodybuilding and Physique Federation president, and it's going to be interesting. At 2 p.m. tomorrow, Singapore time, I'm going to be behind the scenes, okay? Please, those people who are just coming in, look at the replay. Those people who are here, please share this, okay? If you think there's someone out there whereby this information can be useful to them, please share it. I'm Bill Calhoun. This is Bill Calhoun's Body and Brain Broadcast. We'll see you again tomorrow, not next Friday, tomorrow, and you'll get the updates. All right? Take care, folks. I'm out.